It was not a good day for MAGA Mike Johnson, and we've learned that he and James Comer, who runs the House Oversight Committee, they're trying to shut down under oath hearings in the House of Representatives now and move towards more informal roundtables. And specifically, they're afraid that Democrats are using some of the formal committee hearings in order to issue formal subpoenas and to pressure Republicans to join them in these subpoenas regarding the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. And because MAGA Mike Johnson and James Comer are so desperate to cover up the Epstein files and Donald Trump's dark past, they're trying to figure out ways to just shut down committee hearings in general and move towards informal roundtables. So not only is MAGA Mike Johnson constantly sending the House into recess for these long vacations, by the way, while we still have a partial government shutdown right now, no one's really talking about that, but now they're trying to shut down committee hearings as well. MAGA Mike's also trying to cover up massive misconduct by lots of Republican Congress members. I'll get to that in a moment. And this all also coincides with the news that Republicans are working very hard behind the scenes with Donald Trump to try to get Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon. Now, James Comer, who chairs the House Oversight Committee, admitted on the record to Politico that lots of Republicans would like to see Ghislaine Maxwell pardoned, and that Republicans are working with Donald Trump to get Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon. Folks, I'm not being hyperbolic or exaggerating. It's basically a direct quote from Comer that lots of Republicans want to see Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted child sex trafficker, get a pardon. I'll show you that in just a moment. So here's some photos, though, of MAGA Mike on the Hill today as he was running away from reporters. And then we got the scoop from Politico. Oversight Chair James Comer told me members of his panel are open to a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, saying that that will help her share information with Congress. We must give her a pardon. And here's the direct quote from Comer. When asked whether it was a favorable deal to issue a pardon in return for Maxwell's testimony, Comer told Politico, "A lot of people do. My committee is split on that," he added, declining to name who on the House Oversight Committee wanted to give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon. He says, "I don't speak for my committee." You quite literally speak for your committee. You are the chair of the committee, meaning you speak for the committee, and you are saying that it's split. So if it's split, that pretty much means all Republicans favor it, because all Democrats have come out and said they don't favor giving Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon. Democratic Congress member Robert Garcia, who does speak for the Democrats on the committee, said none of us support a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. What the hell are you even talking about? Now, this is the part where we learn about MAGA Mike Johnson then working with James Comer to stop subpoenas from being issued by House committees, especially as it relates to the Epstein investigation. So they want to give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon, number one. They don't want to allow subpoenas to issue. And again, I'm just giving you objective facts. I'm not speaking in any political terms. This is just the reality of what's happening. Politico reports that James Comer, working with MAGA Mike Johnson, their workaround for trying to avoid subpoenas in the Epstein investigation is to hold roundtables on various issues within the panel's jurisdiction rather than hearing. And they got this idea from Pam Bondi. Remember when Bondi refused to show up to her subpoena deposition, and instead she wanted to do a roundtable where, not under oath, she can just spew the Donald Trump talking points. Democrats are getting aggressive, though, about this and calling it out. Democratic Congress member Robert Garcia, as the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, and other House Democrats called this out in a public memo, almost like an open letter to the public about what Republicans are trying to do. Here's what Democrats are saying in this public memo. In a development with little precedent in modern congressional history, oversight Republicans have suspended the use of traditional committee hearings in favor of conducting informal, off-the-record roundtables. This decision is a direct reaction to oversight Democrats successfully working with bipartisan majorities to force subpoenas advancing the Epstein investigation. Since Representative Garcia became ranking member in July 2025, the committee has made 7 successful subpoena motions, issuing 18 subpoenas, all with the support of a bipartisan majority of the committee. These motions and their resulting subpoenas have been opposed by Republican leadership. Oversight Republicans are avoiding hearings to block bipartisan subpoena motions they are losing. This shift doesn't just affect committee procedure, it limits Congress's ability to uncover the truth and hold powerful actors accountable. Roundtables mean no rules, no accountability, no subpoena, and no official records. And it's becoming a big problem. The use of roundtables in place of hearings is not a regular practice in other committees. And again, the Democrats are calling out this behavior. The House Oversight Democrats put out the following statement. Chairman Comer and Republican leaders are now canceling hearings and are running scared from Oversight Democrats. They want to eliminate our ability to make motions, call witnesses, and subpoena administration officials. After 7 bipartisan motions resulting in 18 successful subpoenas, it seems that the White House and the Speaker are now trying to stop our progress. But we won't stop fighting until we get justice for the Epstein survivors and stop the Trump corruption.
I'll be honest, I got so tired of buying seafood at the store that looked great and then just completely disappointed. You never really know how long it's been sitting there, and half the time the texture and flavor just don't hit. That's why I've been loving Wild Alaskan Company. Wild Alaskan Company offers the best way to get wild-caught, high-quality seafood delivered to your door on your schedule. Each Wild Alaskan box comes with individually portioned fillets that are vacuum sealed, super easy to prep, and honestly perfect whether you're throwing together a quick dinner or trying to make something a little more elevated. And what makes a big difference is that all the fish is quick frozen right after being caught in Alaskan waters, so you're locking in freshness, texture, flavor, plus key nutrients like omega-3s. It's also fish you could actually trust, no GMOs, no antibiotics, no weird additives, and every order supports sustainable fishing practices and real Alaskan fishermen. I tried the Wild Alaskan sockeye salmon first, and it was a game changer, super fresh, really clean flavor, and it cooks up perfectly whether you're pan-searing or baking. And here's the best part. Wild Alaskan Company is so confident that their fish is the best that they offer a 100% satisfaction and money-back guarantee. So you can try your first box risk-free. Go to wildalaskan.com/Meidas for $35 off your first order of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.
Now, what else has happened in the past 24 hours? Ghislaine Maxwell, who Republicans want to pardon, while Republicans are not trying to hold any more public hearings with subpoena power regarding Ghislaine or other topics relating to the Epstein files or in general, Ghislaine Maxwell sent a mysterious USB drive to the Justice Department days after Melania Trump sought to distance herself from the pair's heinous sex crimes, the pair being Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein, that is. And so here's what we're learning about this letter that was sent from Ghislaine Maxwell. The Justice Department told a federal judge in the Southern District of New York, the government respectfully submits this letter to, you see the date, April 21st, just so we're all clear. I'm reading the receipts right now, okay? I'm not arguing, I'm not debating, I'm sharing with you fact, right? The government respectfully submits this letter to notify the court that on April 20th, 2026, it received the defendant's amended motion to vacate her conviction and sentence pursuant to 28 U.S.C. Section 2255 and 2 to request that the court permit the government to file its response to the defendant's amended motion by June 5th. And it talks about how a mysterious thumb drive was sent to the Justice Department. Again, while all of the stuff I told you is taking place, where Ghislaine's asking to have her conviction vacated. Okay, so that brings us to what's going on in the halls of Congress. MAGA Mike Johnson is asked about Corey Mills. this MAGA Republican Congress member from Florida who has restraining orders against him for misconduct regarding women, who has been involved in lots of very serious allegations by women against him. And lots of people are saying he should resign. Rational people. People who care about other human beings. People who don't like despicable misconduct like this. But what did MAGA Mike Johnson have to say about the sexual misconduct? Here's what MAGA Mike Johnson said. Play this clip.
We are always concerned when allegations of inappropriate behavior and certainly sexual misconduct are made against members. If you talk to Representative Mills, and he's entitled to do that, he has said that all of these allegations are untrue. He is working through that. There is a due process that he is allowed, and they're going through that process, as have all the other members.
And then more from MAGA Mike Johnson as he tries to run away while reporters are asking, shouldn't Corey Mills have to resign? Democrats are resigning, so why not Corey Mills? You're just going to support your members who engage in heinous, despicable, grotesque conduct? Watch MAGA Mike run away. Let's play it.
Corey Mills says you asked him not to resign. Is that correct?
Corey Mills is going through the same due process that was afforded to Sherfless McCormick and anyone else who has allegations made against them. I've asked and answered this question 1,000 times. He is in the middle of an ethics committee process, and so everyone is due the opportunity to present their defenses and go through that. And,
Are you supporting his reelection? Are you supporting his reelection?
He is an incumbent, and I'm in charge of getting all the incumbents and Republican incumbents reelected. And so, of course, that was all done well before any of these allegations were coming out. But he has the right to answer to the allegations, and that's what they're doing. And I'm done commenting on it. I can't. The Speaker of the House does not put a thumb on the scale for the Ethics Committee investigation. They do good work, as has been exhibited here in the last few hours. So let's let the committee process play out and see where it goes.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And folks, what else is going on in Washington, D.C. with this Trump and MAGA crew? Well, one of the top counterintelligence officials, a 29-year-old lady by the name of Julia Varvaro, was uncovered to be embroiled in the sugar daddy community. Secret sugar daddy sex scandal explodes inside Trump's counterterrorism headquarters. So Donald Trump's top counterterrorism official, senior aide, like she's basically like number 2 or number 3 in the hierarchy in counterterrorism. Her text messages were made public by one of these sugar daddies who she apparently screwed over. You see this guy here holding signs next to her saying she's horny. They took these photos together. This was part of their sugar daddy sexual exploits. And they got in, and there she is with Donald Trump. And they apparently got into an argument, her and one of the sugar daddies, over the amount of money she was asking. And then this broke and went public. Now a DHS official tells me that the 29-year-old Julio Varvaro, DHS Assistant Secretary of Counterterrorism, 29-year-old, no experience. Sugar daddy community. By the way, I don't care if you're in the sugar daddy community or not. I'm not, again, you've known before, like when we talked about Kristi Noem's husband, who was involved in bimboification or something or whatever it was, and he would like to dress up and cross-dress or whatever it's called, you know, and wear triple E fake boobs and whatever it was. I don't mock. I'm not here to mock what they do privately. But when in public, they harass other people and cause problems for other people and judge and cause pain in other people's life, I just point out the hypocrisy. And also, when it comes to this is clearly the top counterterrorism official can be very much compromised with this type of behavior. So she was apparently placed on leave when it was uncovered that she was involved in all of this stuff. You see these photos over here. There she is, 29 years old. There she is with Trump. There she is in front of Trump's photos. And also reminds me, so she's one of the top counterterrorism officials. You know who the other one is, right? It's this guy, Thomas Fugate, the Department of Homeland Security. He's the top guy. He leads counterterrorism, and he's never had any experience. He's 1 year out of college, no national security experience. So the top counterintelligence officials. I think this story is tripping me up just even talking about these people. People are Thomas Fugate, 1 year out of college, and and the sugar daddy lady, 29 years old. And then our labor secretary, New York Post reported, was involved in booze stashes, strip club visits with subordinates, relationships with subordinates. Her husband, now she's the former labor secretary, was barred from going into the labor department because there was 2 female staffers accused him of sexual assault inside the building. I just want to say this. And you're like, Ben, how is all of this happening? And look at Donald Trump's background. He's a sick guy. Donald Trump, this is being, what do you expect when the guy leading this cabal is a sexual predator, right? Trump was found civilly liable for sexual assault. He's a sexual predator. He's on camera bragging about sexual assault, that he grabs women by their genitals because he's rich and you get away with it. He's on audio bragging about inspecting girls naked at beauty pageants, because when you're the owner of beauty pageants, he says that's what you do. You inspect them naked. He's a guy who speaks in front of at a high school and talks about golden showers in Iowa. I mean, I have a video of them. I'm not going to play you the video of it, but he's like, I don't like golden showers. He's the guy who speaks in front of young Republicans and says, bragging about sexually assaulting women is locker room talk. And it's a courageous thing to call it locker room talk. So it shocks the conscience that this conduct exists, but it shouldn't be surprising that it's arising out of a Trump, because Trump's a sick guy. He's disgusting. He's a disgusting human being. And we need to stop normalizing all of this. We need to have hearings in Congress, not roundtables, where we can issue subpoenas and there could be accountability for the Epstein survivors, for the victims of all of this corruption, for the American people. That's not a Democrat or Republican or independent talking point. That should be a universal human truth talking point. And that's what this network's about. So MAGA Mike, you can run, you can hide, but the people will hold you accountable. I'll leave you all with this. This is Corey Mills running away from reporters on Capitol Hill yesterday about whether he will resign. Let's play it.
Are you putting your seat at risk here for Republicans?
No, I don't feel so. Look, I'm the 3rd lowest Republican seat in the state of Florida. It's always going to be a Democrat-targeted seat. The reality is this. I have 0 criminal or civil cases that are open against me. Now, many people who resign, they resign because they're worried about either the findings of their investigation or they're worried about the fact that they've been found guilty and are looking for expulsion. Clearly, that's not the case.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.